Hi, welcome to Fitzdog Radio. I'm your host, Greg Fitzsimmons, formerly Gregory Fitzsimmons. I think the only time anybody ever called me Gregory was when my father was about to throw a beating on me. He'd be downstairs, and I would have done something bad, and my mom would warn me. It was literally like that whole, wait till your father gets home, and she did. She waited till my father got home, and then she would tell him. And then he would stand at the bottom of the stairs, and he would go, Gregory! And that meant I had to walk down 14 steps. I counted them many times. And then the fireworks erupted. Oh, did I learn a lot. It was really a learning experience. Did it change my behavior? Absolutely not. Made it worse. Made me angry, made me do crazier shit. So I've never hit my kids. I've wanted to very much at times. But, and who knows? Maybe they will not be so successful that they're doing a podcast in their living room at 57 years old. Living room, not in the office. Office is gone. We'll talk about that more during the podcast. My guest today, Ian Bagg. We just spoke this afternoon. Love that guy. I'm really happy. He's had a great couple years of success. He's building something pretty special because he's very talented. And we're going to talk to him. And we had a great talk. And we were back in the Fitzdog studios, back in my back house. And it's nice. I think my daughter's not psyched about it because she kind of hangs back there a lot. But you know what? Until I get set up in my new office, that's my office, baby. Get out. Get out. Owen just left on Saturday. He went to Central America for 5 months. And it was sad sending him off. I love the shit out of that kid. He's a good young man. And I think he's going to come back a lot more adult than he left. It's going to be a very serious trek. Him and his buddy Gabriel, they're going through Guatemala and Mexico and I think somewhere else. So I can't wait to hear the adventures. I know I kidded around last week about him getting kidnapped. Hope he doesn't. That would be one of the worst things that could possibly happen. But without risk, there's no reward. So he's gone. And, I already miss him, but I'll tell you something. The French couple that is renting out his room are lovely. Such nice people. And the wife, she looks adorable in his old soccer jerseys. It's like a new look. And the French are so fun. Like she takes a pair of denim jeans and she throws the soccer jersey on it, but then she puts her hair up and she makes it cute. And they're pretty good about doing the dishes. So that's fun. And I'm learning French. What else? We had a party last night. We were out very late. Very late. We went to Penmar, the golf course, the public golf course in the neighborhood. And Dennis Gubbins had a party. It was Dennis Gubbins and Mikey Fitzgibbons had their birthday party. They're born on the same day. So it was Fitzsimmons, Fitzgibbons, Gibbons, and Gubbins together. I should have taken a picture of us together. And about 50 people outside of Penmar on the deck. And there was a fire pit, football games playing. We met at around 5 o'clock, watched the football game, and everybody drank a lot. Some people were on mushrooms. And Gubbins was in rare form. He was dancing and making everybody laugh and doing bits. Gibbons was being like a master host. What else happened? It was 54 degrees. Is that cold? Is 54 cold? Because we were certainly bundled up like a bunch of pussies. But people don't think 54 is cold where they live. But if you take ocean air and breeze and you mix it in at 54, it feels 10 degrees colder. But we hung out late. We closed the place. That's our claim to fame at this age. is we shut down golf courses, not bars anymore, not nightclubs, golf courses. We're the last ones there. Yeah, motherfucker. Going hard. I was in San Francisco this weekend. Thank you to all the people that came out to the Punchline, my second favorite club in the country. We had a blast. The shows are so much fun there. The crowds are just so cool. And then I came outside and I was with Molly, who's the booker, who I've known for 25 years. And we walk out back on the way out of the club, and there's this loud noise, this screeching. And she goes, "It's the Parrots!" And I guess there's this famous flock of parrots in San Francisco that I think they came about. She said like a pet store burned down and a bunch of them escaped, and then they grew into a flock. And there were hundreds of these green parrots with red faces and the little beaks. And they were cuddling up next to each other. Did I post a picture? I think she posted a picture. I'm going to post a picture too. And they were cuddling with each other and they were flying around. It was beautiful. It was like fucking moon behind them, and they were all in these trees. It was really nice. Who cares, Greg? Who cares about the parrots? Get to Ian Bagg. All right, let's do it. If you want to come see me do other stand-up shows, I will be big announcement. I've been remiss in promoting this show, but if you're around on December 13th, I do my annual benefit for the Best Buddies, which is a group that helps people with intellectual disabilities. They're amazing. I've worked with them for many years, and we do a benefit show at the Comedy Store every year. This year we got Sarah Silverman, Andrew Santino, Bobby Lee, Ron Funches, Annie Letterman, and a special unannounced guest who can't be announced because he's got a big theater show in LA coming up and he doesn't want to peter out his ticket sale. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be a great show. Get your tickets at Fitzdog.com. Also, I'm coming to Fort Worth, Texas, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Den Theater in Chicago on January 13th, Atlanta, Portland, Oregon, La Jolla, Tampa. All tickets at Fitzdog.com. Come on out and support live comedy. Also support other live things. If you want to see live things, Game Time is the way to do it. It's an app that is so simple to use. It's so intuitive. You can look at what's happening in your town. Like right now, I'm looking at the app, and it says that I can go see the Rolling Stones in July for $68. That sounds pretty fair. Stevie Nicks playing this week for $65. Look, seeing live performances, and Game Time, you can see theater, sports, comedy, music, and so it's a great way to track prices. They dip. They get these last-minute deals. You can jump on. You can take a look at the view from your seats right on the app. And the app is it's a couple of taps. It downloads right to the app. You don't have to print. You don't have to download. No bullshit. It's just done. They've got, what else? Last minute seats, flash deals. I can't recommend it enough. I've used it many times. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Fitzdog for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code FITZDOG for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right. Also want to talk to you about holiday season is coming up. It brings up a lot of trauma, if not at least discomfort and anxiety for people. Do you exchange things? How about focusing on yourself a little bit? Give yourself a gift. Find out about online therapy through BetterHelp. And what they do is they have you fill out a questionnaire. What are you looking to work on? What are you focusing on? What do you want to achieve? and what's your background. And then they pair you up with a licensed therapist who is a specialist in that field, in that area you want to work on. I got paired up with somebody who was amazing, and she helped me through the pandemic. I worked with her for a couple of years. She explained cognitive behavioral therapy. We worked on it together. I got homework assignments. It's flexible. It works with your schedule. And I can't, look, therapy in general, just do it for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to have a more full, enjoyable life. And this is the best way to do it. So visit BetterHelp.com. In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Fitzdog today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Fitzdog. Okay, let's get to it. This guy was a finalist in Last Comic Standing. He was on The Tonight Show. He's been on The Late Late Show. A lot of films. Comedy Central special, Showtime special, Conan O'Brien, Maron's podcast, Your Mama's House. He's done it all. But more importantly, he's a guy who has a good heart and is a very decent person and really funny. So sit back, make some popcorn, pour a little couple fingers of scotch, and enjoy my talk with Ian Bagg. Ian Bagg is my guest.
Take 3.
Ian Bagg is my guest after a couple of...
When people ask me from now on how many times I've done this show, I can now say 7.
What is this, your third time?
My third time, yeah. Today.
So I was just saying, we're back at the original Fitzdog Studios, which is the bonus room behind my house. And I was just talking about like the adventures I had when I first started 13 years ago, before anybody...
Are you serious?
There were no podcasts. So I used to ask people, everybody did it back then. Jimmy Kimmel used to do it. Sarah Silverman. Dave Navarro was a regular guest.
Way.
Yeah, I had crazy... And now all those people, you call them and they're like, no.
Yeah, no. How much?
So Belladonna comes here with her husband / manager.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Slash.
Yeah, her husband is Slash from Guns N' Roses. And she's sitting here, and I have a hot tub in the backyard. And she goes, I want to go in your hot tub. And if you see that window right there next to the orange tree, that's where my wife is reading in bed. And it's 11 o'clock at night, and Belladonna gets naked and goes into my hot tub. And I interview her while she's in the hot tub, and I'm sitting outside of it.
Oh, my God. Can I'm going to answer my own question that I asked you earlier. Why don't you just do it here?
I know, this is the place.
That's why.
Yeah, that's kind of why. Yeah.
Were you asked to move it by your wife that day?
No, my wife does not give a shit.
Oh,
she
that's
truly
awesome.
does not give a shit.
That's really great.
Yeah. What about your wife?
Same thing. She's got other shit she's doing. She doesn't give a shit.
Right.
She just looks at you like you're dumb. And then she looks at you like you're dumb, and then you can see her question everything she's gotten herself into. Maybe I should have stuck with Jeff.
Then you bring that fat check home from the La Brea Improv, and she gets quiet real fast.
You give her some merch money, and here's some merch cash.
Dude, my merch cash has saved my marriage. I come in from the road, and I throw it at her. I always throw a big wad at her because I don't take Venmo or credit cards.
So smart.
All cash.
I've made the mistake of tracking it. Therefore, yeah.
So,
but you just you pay the real government.
Right. She's the government, you mean?
Yeah.
And she counts it. I never counted.
No
I let
way.
her do it. And she jumps right up. She collects it. She counts it. She gets very excited. And then we buy stuff, like we buy furniture and anything you can write off goes on the credit card.
That's awesome.
And then the other. What do you do with your cash?
I spent it on my dogs. Because that's where I was earlier. I was like, I had to take my dog to a dermatologist.
No.
That the dog that we found on the beach now goes to a dermatologist. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Why has my life not changed?
How's your skin? I mean, you know.
I'm going to itch. I'm going to start itching, see if my wife sends me to that.
Same one.
Same one. Weirdly enough, we do have a dermatologist a block down. So I'm just like, huh. One of us is being overcharged. So,
oh my God, my friend just got a Korean dog. I don't know if you heard about this, but now they're saving dogs from Korea.
Out of meat markets, right?
Yeah. And they ship them here. And so my friend got a Korean dog, and the thing has chronic diarrhea and won't sleep on the same floor as them. Wherever they are, if they're on the ground floor eating dinner, dog is upstairs. If they go upstairs to sleep, dog is downstairs, and just diarrhea is all over everything.
That sounds like a teenager.
Yeah.
I won't be on the same floor as you, and I've got diarrhea. I'm a 14-year-old. They've just rescued a 14-year-old from Korea.
Yeah, all you hear downstairs is like farting noises and K-pop.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a small dog. I don't know.
It's an anime.
It's an anime dog. It's purple. Has a lightning bolt on his forehead and pointy ears.
And diarrhea. But it's anime diarrhea.
Yeah.
So it's very fast.
It's rainbow. It comes out rainbow. When's the last time you had diarrhea?
I don't know, about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, when you travel on the road, something always sneaks up on you.
Right.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
I rarely shit on the road.
Really?
And it's not conscious. I don't say I'm not going to. There's something in my body that just holds on to it.
My friend Trent's the same way.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I'll notice.
Like 4 days?
I'll check. Yeah. Usually I'm gone for 3 days. I go Thursday and I fly home Sunday.
Mm-hmm,
and I will look at the toilet paper. I'll notice the toilet paper like on Saturday night, and it's still got the little triangle on it. I'm like, wow.
No
yeah,
way.
Didn't use it.
Is it that, or your memory's gone and you forgot to wipe for a whole weekend?
Or I'm really into origami.
Maybe Bobby is right. Craig has forgotten to wipe his ass in 4 days. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I'm used to having the bidet at home where you don't really wipe very much.
Oh,
you got the bidet?
We don't, but I want to get one. Did you do you have the whole toilet that's a bidet, or did you add the piece?
You just added a piece. It was like a Costco.com, real low end.
And you love it.
I love it because people get heated ones, but I kind of like the cold rush because after a bowel movement, things are a little hot down there. And then you get a nice cold, it's like a little popsicle.
Let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just in the Middle East in October, and that 2 weeks was just cold water bum hitting.
Oh, really?
And I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have bidets in the Middle East?
Yeah, everyone.
Where'd you go in the Middle East?
I went to Oman. I went to Bahrain. I went to Dubai, and I went to Jordan.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do people know you there? Do they turn out?
No, not at all. They just, I don't know how they sold it, but I did have some show up to see me, but it wasn't like I was making mass tickets. So I had booked this last year.
Okay.
So, I was going like, I want to go see it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your first time in the Middle East?
I went in 2004. I went to Dubai, and who are the guys that are there's the guys that are doing the peacekeeping between everybody over there right now. They had the World Cup. Oh, well.
Qatar?
Qatar? That is it. Yeah, Qatar.
I have one sitting right there.
I was...
All their names sound like you can make fun of them.
And they wouldn't be mad, but it's the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any good food I can buy around here?
Will this place ever be definished? I love how rich they are over there. They're like, well, we built all this stuff, but now we're just going to build bigger versions of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, try something else, right?
Yeah.
You got them all. Let it go.
You mean the towers?
Yeah,
are
the
just
towers
huge? Yeah.
and the islands that they built that look like. So now
Right,
they're
I
building
heard
bigger
about
ones,
that.
right?
That's Dubai, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I had fun over there.
Are the women in the full burqas?
No, in Dubai, no. In Dubai was this really rich, ugly men and just the hottest women ever.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was just insane. I was just like, oh.
Are they native or are these coming in
I
from
think they're
other
all brought in.
Yeah.
I think they're, from what I've told, the Turkish women are the hottest ones, right? I don't know. Like that's
Turkish delight.
because the Turkish delight. They're covered in chocolate, but they're just like
You have to wear a burqa. You have to wear chocolate.
Yeah. I always thought it was just they just picked who the uglier women were to keep them covered. That's what I thought it was. Because when you go to those places, not everybody's covered. You're like, oh, some of them have to be covered.
Yeah.
The first time I
That's
went,
why they leave the slit so you can peek in and see if they can.
The first time I was there, we went to a place called Wild Wadi, which is water slides, and there was a lady in a purple burqa ahead of us. And when she got to the bottom of the water slide, it was completely see-through. And she was naked underneath. And it was just all these teenagers standing in front of her looking. And I'm just like, I don't think that's the point of the burqa.
Well, apparently, lingerie sales are huge in the Middle East. Like wherever there's burqas, they stay. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, because everything underneath is fantastic. Apparently, it's like a present.
I haven't bought my wife negligee in 20 years.
Yeah, I'd probably be the same.
Really?
Yeah, like a robe. That's what I buy her every year, a robe.
Right.
Used to get a nice underwear, now you just get a robe. Cover that up.
Started as a lace robe. Now it's fucking deep terry cloth.
Down to the ankles. Holy shit, I'm Muslim. I just realized it.
She puts the hood on, it comes all the way over her face.
It just turns into a Star Wars character with a robe. So warm.
How long you been married?
12 years.
No.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, it goes quick.
Yeah, it does.
We're just like, oh, maybe we should get some shit done.
Well, it goes quick if it's going well. I think it goes fucking slow if it's not. My friend is miserable in his marriage, and I met him at a bar the other night, and he walks in, he sits down next to me, he orders a drink, and then he just goes, "She hates me."
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it was so dark.
Oh, does he still love her?
I think he's attracted to her, and I think there's a loyalty, but he resents that she's a big spender and she's a ball buster. Yeah.
That makes me come.
And she's very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a hard ass woman. That makes me come.
Yeah, right.
I don't blame him. That's you feel bad, right? I was talking to somebody about guys our age that are still closeted.
Right.
You just feel, oh man,
I know.
that's a tough role.
It is, and you really wonder who they're doing it for. I guess like my one friend stayed in the closet until his mother died. No, both his parents died. And then he came out at 50. And then my other friend's sister came out as a lesbian. Same thing when the parents died. Both of them are very Catholic, East Coast Catholic.
East Coast yeah, I could see that. I guess, but the parents got to know, right? Like,
No, neither parent knew. Both of them are not.
just from the posters they put on the wall.
The music.
Yeah, just Lilith Fair going on in both rooms.
Right. Why does she keep getting Subaru Legacy Outbacks?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, she doesn't go in the woods.
she is so smart.
She has the hiking boots and the Outback, and yet never goes camping.
And she has dog food, but no dog.
What does that mean?
I mean, she'll feed dogs everywhere. The lesbians will rescue a dog no matter what.
Oh, yeah. They do. They're rescuers. I wonder what that means.
I never knew this. I didn't know lesbians fall in love immediately. Do you know that?
Yeah, they call it, and that they fall in love. They say, what's a first date for, no,
Yes.
what's a second date for a lesbian? a U-Haul.
It's renting a U-Haul, right?
And what's the second date for a gay guy? There is no second date.
That's funny. Have you ever heard of lesbian bed death?
Yes.
My buddy's been pushing me on me on all this stuff. They become the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, huh? Those are never the lesbians I thought about. No, yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
I can see that because my next door neighbor Michelle she's a veterinarian who rescues animals, and a surfer, and she had a fucking Subaru.
That's funny.
And she used to joke about it. And she talked about lesbian bed death. She had a girlfriend for a long time, and the girlfriend was half in the closet.
Ooh.
So she wouldn't move in with her. They dated, they surfed together, but she just never would officially come out. And so she ended up breaking up with her because of it.
I guess you have to, right?
But she did say that they became like each other. That's exactly what she said. Because like, if it's a guy and a girl, you almost will emphasize your male side more
that's
to
what
be
my buddy
attractive
says.
to the girl.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
But if you're two girls, you share clothes.
Yeah. Hobbies, music, makeup,
dildos.
Dildos, both ends. Good for them.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, all I could think as soon as you brought up the veterinarian was I took our dog to the old dermatology veterinarian. She's the hottest veterinarian I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
And she had this massive diamond ring on, like the biggest diamond ring on ever of all times. And all I could think was, is this to blow off every guy that comes in here? That brings his Shih Tzu in to get checked? Please, sir, don't even look at me. She was so hot, though. Yeah. I was like,
do you think that?
Are you sure you know what you're talking about?
Do you think the size of the rock is proportionate to the hotness of the woman? I find that
That's
really gorgeous women have big diamonds.
I agree, but I'd like to see what the guy looks like.
Right.
Is the guy maybe a little uglier?
Is he compensating?
Right?
Yeah.
My wife's ring is huge. I'm so ugly. Oof.
Well, you know what they say. You get Japs, Jewish American princesses.
Mm-hmm. Goes the other way too.
What's that?
Japs.
Yes. What's the difference between a Jewish American princess and a Mexican American princess?
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican American princess has fake jewelry but real orgasms.
That's awesome. Oh my God. Oh, good for you, girls.
Yeah.
Maps?
Yeah, maps, I guess.
That's hilarious.
Right.
Maps and I'm not only the other one will get me canceled for sure.
How
you
big?
Haven't let World War II
Where did
go.
you get your wife's wedding ring?
Someplace in Virginia Beach. I can't
Why?
remember. Why? She kind of ruined it. We were out there. I was going to ask her parents, and then I was going to get, and somehow it came out. So
her parents live there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So you scrambled and
I
bought
scrambled. Yeah, I scrambled and took her and said, "Let's do this." Because I'd been looking. I was in South Africa touring, and I'd started looking over there. I was like, "Blood diamond."
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
yes. It's
for
still
sure.
red.
Yeah.
What's this red tint?
Ooh, that is butthole.
It smells funny.
This smells like it's more expensive than we're paid for it.
So, did you use your merch money to buy it?
No, not that. 12 years ago, I don't even think I had merch.
Do you remember how much you paid for the ring?
I think about $7,000.
No shit.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Damn.
At the time, it was it cranked me,
Yeah.
So
I remember when I got married 24 years ago.
That's really, have you been? Well, your kids are that old. We're almost that old, so that makes sense.
Yeah, my son's 23. Yeah. So at the time, I spent $4,000, which was, you and I were working the clubs in New York City at that point. We weren't making shit, so $4,000 was a lot. But then when I got it appraised by the insurance company, they appraised it for $7,000 because I got the rock from this guy. My dad used to go to a guy at the Waldorf Astoria named Rocky, and Rocky knew people.
No way.
And so my dad had died, and I went to Rocky, and he knew me because I used to go with my dad sometimes. And so I said, I need just the rock because my friend, you know Kevin Flynn, the comedian?
Yeah,
Kevin
I remember
Flynn?
Kevin. Yeah.
So, oh, Jesus.
Speaking of Kevin.
Zane Lamprey, do you know him?
Yeah.
You do?
I don't. I know the name. I don't know him.
Okay. I'll put him on the podcast. What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you around? Are you in the country?
I am.
Oh, I just saw pictures of you traveling. Where were you?
This summer I was in Ireland and Spain, but then this weekend I was in San Francisco.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. I remember I saw pictures of you someplace. I'm doing a show on the 13th in Venice. It's like mostly my new stuff. And if you're around, I'd love to invite you. Don't you live in Venice?
I live in Venice. I'd love to come down.
Okay, awesome.
I love watching comedy shows.
That's good. That's good. You're in the right business, buddy. I'll send you some tickets. You let me know if you want any more. It's LA. It's mostly it's mostly friends.
Great.
So like if you want to invite anybody, just please let me know.
Maybe Ian Bagg. Do you know Ian Bagg?
I do. How do I know?
He's a comic. He's kind of a big Canadian dude. He's great at crowd work.
Yes, I know him very well. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Anything to make Nick nervous would be fantastic.
Oh, Nick will be there. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, Nick gets very nervous.
Yeah. He'll be nervous when I tell him you're coming. Oh,
yeah. All right, great.
Yeah, it's Wednesday the 13th, which is a week from this Wednesday. The other thing too is I finished up the special. I got the sound and all this kind of stuff, and I have this new agency called Viral Nation. They're kind of trying to get me sponsorship for like my social media.
Okay, that's good.
Nothing has happened. So they wanted an opportunity to like watch the special, and they've kind of been sitting on it for a while. So just it's like, I'm actually getting ready. One of the things is I want you to see what I'm doing because I will be recording what you'll see as a special in April.
Yeah.
And like the one that you and I recorded, it should have come out already. You know what I mean? But I'm just kind of waiting,
right,
to see if these guys have any interest. But then my last question to you is, don't you have a special that's supposed to come out?
Yeah, I did. Well, I recorded one in March, and then it got fucked up because the Comedy Store produced it, and the cameras were broken. And so I redid it 2 weeks ago at Joe Rogan's Club in Austin, and then I'm going to put that out.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it out hopefully like February or March.
That's great. So how did they just use in-house to do it, or did you have?
No, I hired a 800-pound gorilla.
Oh, got it. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah. And they have built-in distribution and stuff too, right? So are they going to shop it?
I guess so. We'll try Netflix, but probably end up on YouTube. Who knows? I mean, nobody wants me right now.
Well, remember though, there's that back door to Amazon. If you want to have it on Amazon,
Yeah, but then nobody sees it. I want people to see it.
Yeah, they'll see it if you send them there. You know what? You probably would do really, really well if you just put it up on YouTube.
I think so. I'll just hit all the big podcasts. Ian Bagg has one, and Rogan, and Tom Segura.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
How many did you shoot?
Two on a Saturday night.
And is it edited already?
No, he just sent me the cuts, so I'm going to look at it this week.
But wasn't there one from like a year ago or something? Yeah,
last March. That was when I did the Comedy Store.
But wait, this last March okay, this last March. I see, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to fix it. I thought you were trying to fix it.
Yeah, we tried. For like 4 months we tried to fix it, but it was unusable. 2 of the cameras weren't working.
Oh, I see. So okay, I see what the problem was.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, good, man. I'm excited. Share it with me if you can when it's,
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I'll send it over to you, and then send me the tickets, and I'll see you. I'll see you at your gig.
You got it, brother.
All right. See ya.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.
I thought that was going to be more fun.
I for sure thought he was calling for parking. You live in Venice, right? Can I park at your house while I go do a show? That's hilarious. So,
do you know Ian Bagg? I don't think so. He's a big guy, does crowd work. Oh yeah, I know him very well.
and then he just moves on. I love it. I was like, this is that. Come on, say it. I was just like, come on, take me down. Don't find him funny. Boring. Well, fuck you, Bane.
There are no good Canadian comedians.
No, come on now. Hey, I got a question about so you talked about how it was ruined because you only got one camera angle.
Well, we had 4 or 5 I think we had 5 cameras, but the main one on the right was like set to the wrong resolution, and then the one that was capturing the crowd just didn't work at all.
Okay.
So we tried to edit around it, and then ultimately...
Can you take clips out of it, though, and use it?
No, because the set I did at Rogan's is pretty similar. It's almost the same.
But it'll be different than what they'll be seeing, so you could use it as promo for your...
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you're putting a lot of clips out lately, huh?
Yeah, a lot.
You editing them yourself?
Saving them. I'm hiring editors. I'm actually looking right now to have my own like personal like.
If you're out there and you're an editor and you want to be in the bag business,
if you'd like your checks to be late, no,
your checks to be like your girlfriend, late.
I'll pay you the same
bouncy
way Greg pays his wife in merch money. I'll just come over to your house. No, I have 2 or 3 guys that we use, but I'm looking for one that'll be on call just for me.
Yeah, because you want to get them out fast.
I want to get them out fast, but I also want my ideas to go to them, right? Because I'm filming a lot more different stuff.
Right.
So I'm starting to do vlogs now, which I go out and do stuff in cities that I'm touring in, but then I talk about it on stage. Oh. Right. So I put it all together. I put 2 or 3 of those out already. But I want my own. I want him to travel with me too.
Wow.
So, and here's the other thing. I don't want him to be a stand-up because, like a lot of those guys are stand-ups. I don't want you to be concentrating on your stand-up career. I want you to make movies. I want to help you make movies. Yeah. And I want you to help me make my visions too.
That's smart. That's smart. So you'll fly the guy out. You'll put him up.
Put him up.
Pay him.
He'll be on a weekly retainer, and then the other stuff will be, we'll figure that out.
Ian Bagg's gone to another level in the last year or two. How much was the Rogan love? How much of a bump did you get from him shouting you out? You know what?
I got a lot. From Bert, Tom, and him talking about me, and Ari. They're talking about me, and
all on different podcasts or at the
same time.
Yeah.
Right. But the weird part was that happened as I was getting viral. Like stuff happening viral. Yeah. So that topped that as well. Like it was a weird little storm, as they say.
Right.
So it was cool. Yeah. I still haven't done his podcast. I'd love it. Like if I do his podcast, that'd be awesome. But the fact that I got to work at his club. Yeah. When you see that promo photo they put up of you, you're like, oh, I'm in the cool kids club.
Right.
You feel
like
different,
cool
right?
Kids club. Yeah. And then you're in the green room. And they got the second room, and then in the second room, there's like Ron White and Roseanne, and all these people are going on. You're like, fucking.
I'll be over here headlining.
Yeah, I'll be over here in the bigger room. You guys have fun.
Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves over there. I hope it sells out. Good luck.
That's the best part. It sells out. Like you don't have to do a single promo. You just show up, and the shows are sold out.
And the crowds that show up there are fantastic.
Yeah.
They're there for comedy. It's kind of like a new comedy mecca, They go there because they want to see comedy, not because they're having a party and getting all fucked up. Right. You know what I mean? So it's really cool.
They're educated fans of comedy.
I think that seems to be happening a lot more than it used to, right? The educated comedy fan?
Oh, I mean, it's great. I used to find it annoying because people used to blog a lot about comedy. Do you remember there was like was it called A Special Thing? There was like a website called A Special Thing, and all these nerds would go to like Largo, and then they would all blog for 2 days about who did what bit, and that's derivative of this, and it was just like, who the fuck are you? But now I love it because the people that show up, like, they know that comedy doesn't have parameters and that you can talk about that. There's a context. If I do a joke that smells of racism, they get it. Right. They get we're kidding. And
they're there for fun.
Yeah.
They're there for fun to escape and see where your brain takes them.
Right.
Right. Whereas you brought up the other comedy person that, it's derivative of this because somebody did this joke in 19. You're like, hey man, have you ever gone on stage?
Right.
Just try to see, just try to do it. Just try to do it, and then figure out how much you need to talk about and how you need to. Your mind has to connect to 200 minds.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you might be derivative of times, but are you derivative in your own way?
Right.
Right. So I get.
No, they go like he's doing airplane jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had a really funny new thought about how pilots have to be salespeople with credit cards, and I haven't heard anyone do that.
Right.
And now I got 5 minutes on it.
And now I have a new credit card. Why? Because they're good. They're good at fucking. He landed that plane. I'm gonna get that credit card.
It's like his merch.
Yeah.
After he stands there at the door as you walk out, and he sells his credit card.
That'd be great if you got percentage of every. Ron, you seem to be your flight from Albuquerque to LA seems to be really up on the credit cards. What are you doing up there?
The entire flight. You're trying to read. You're trying to watch a movie. The other thing about the credit card is.
Hey, is anybody else buying anything while you're up here? Here's what I thought. 2 free bags.
All right, 3. I'm going to give you 3 free bags. I do it all the time. I cycle through credit cards. I'll get the American credit card. I'll get the 50,000 miles. There's no annual fee the first year, and I put a reminder on my calendar for 6 months later. Cancel the American card.
That's
cancel
smart.
it. You can get another one within 6 months. So once a year, I'm getting 50,000 miles from each airline.
That's so smart.
Some of them you have to spend like $3,000, but
that's easy.
That's not hard.
Spending is not hard.
No, they give you 3 months to spend $3,000. That's easy.
I remember somebody telling me once how they would get these cards and they'd get, when they were giving away more, kind of like there was money, you got some sort of money.
Cash back.
Yeah, they would pay off with another card and they'd get that cash back. So they're basically,
no kidding.
That's how they're making their money to live.
Damn.
I'm just like, wow, that's a lot of work.
I have 1.5 million points right now among all my cards together.
Question. Are you planning for something big?
Well, the problem is every time I want to use it, it's a holiday. And then you look at how many points it is and it's like we went to Ireland this summer in August, and that's like peak. And
Right.
it would have cost I would have spent the whole 1,000,000 points getting my family to Ireland and back. So I always wait, and then I don't know, it just never seems like a good time. So they just keep adding up.
Yeah. If you can get your family to go in off season, it's fantastic.
Right.
But your family, they'll fuck that shit up.
You don't use your points for business travel, do you? No, because it's a
No.
write-off.
Yeah, right off, yeah.
So when do you use your points?
I actually give mine away more. I have one credit card that has my Chase has all my points, but my frequent flyer points I don't use anymore. I give those away
To who?
to whoever needs them, family members, whatever.
Really?
Because I need.
Now I feel
I'm
like a
I'm
bad guy.
But I'm who are you all your points with? American? Is that?
I get a lot on American, and I get a lot on. Hold on, I'm turning this off so it doesn't beep. I've got. My wife has an American Express card that she just has had for years, and just realized she has 250,000 miles on after
That's
years
great.
of using it. And then, I all of them spread out. I've got.
So on United, it's where I have all my points and my flying points, and then a couple of sparsed out. But United plus points are important for me.
Okay.
But the regular points aren't. That's why I give them away.
A plus point gets you upgrades?
Yeah, upgrades. The
How
normal
often does it
points.
upgrade you?
Not too bad. Like pretty good, especially
Really?
on international flights.
Yeah.
Like I'm always. I don't think in the last 10 years I've done. I'm gonna knock on wood after I say that. Not been upgraded to
No
business
shit.
class. Yeah.
Because you would be tough
Yeah.
squeeze.
Yeah. I don't even want to go. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. You don't want to sit next to me. I don't want to sit next to you. That's the
No.
way it is. So.
You fucking the armrest jockey over there.
The other night I got on a plane and I was bumped up to a lie down bed to Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, from LA to Chicago, lie down bed. And
Nighttime?
Yeah, midnight. Lonzo Bowden was over here. I seen him, so I said hi to him afterwards. On the way back, he's in the exact same spot. We're in the exact same spots.
No shit.
It was pretty funny.
Wow.
I haven't seen anybody fucking traveling forever, and then I get him on both flights. I'm like, oh, will this plane make it? I think that's a sign.
I'm trying to think who I've seen on flights lately. Pauly Shore. So on a flight.
Where were you guys going?
The worst is when you get on a flight with somebody you bump into in the airport and they're in first and you're in coach.
Being a coach is never fun, but it happens every so often to all of us.
Yeah.
I remember getting on and sitting in first class, and then Quiet Riot came on and went to the back of the fucking plane. I was just like, oh, man.
Well, they better be quiet.
14-year-old Ian just cried. Those guys are supposed to be rock stars. They're supposed to be fucking flipping shit in the first class, not me.
No, they're asking for extra crackers.
Yeah. Is there any chance we could have an extra meal? We don't even have meals on this. Shut up, Quiet Riot.
We're not gonna take it.
I guess we'll take it.
That's their last album. I guess
Shall
we'll
we call
take
ourselves Peaceful Protest? Nope, we're Quiet Riot.
All right, I want to ask you some questions.
All right,
I always have a script because there's things I want to get to.
All right, then.
Why do you think gay people are so funny to us? Like, why do we all make so many gay jokes? And teenage boys do, old men do.
Everybody does.
Everybody makes gay jokes.
The gays make them?
The gays make them.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because those cocksuckers are crazy. I just think I think with everything that I think comedy comes from a little bit of a challenge, right?
Yeah.
And they've had challenge since as soon as they were attracted to somebody.
Right.
Right. So, and I think that's how you get to bounce around.
Yeah.
Like that funny. You have to have a challenge to be really funny. Which surprises me when you see a gorgeous woman doing comedy.
I know.
I'm like, what's that challenge you've been through?
Well, that's why Matt Rife gets so much resistance. Like, I just can't believe. I mean, it's look.
I also here's the other thing about that. Can I interrupt that?
Interrupt it because I don't want to. Because I'm not talking shit about Matt Rife.
No, I'm not
I'm the
either.
last guy to talk shit about Matt Rife because I honestly don't know his comedy at all.
I'm the same way, but I also think when he sold that tour, I think that company said, we're making money on this tour and we're fucking shoving it down your throat.
Oh, it was he signed a huge deal with whatchamacallit.
I don't know if it was Live Nation or somebody else.
Yeah, it was Live Nation.
But it was a big number that he got up front.
Yeah.
And they were not losing.
Right.
And that's what I think the biggest problem with that he struggles with.
Because
he hasn't, a lot of it he's found naturally.
Yeah.
And okay, whatever they are, they're girls, whatever, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But they're also trying to force it on people not naturally.
Right.
Right. The gays wouldn't have. They would have just been funny, and that would have been funny.
Well, the gays probably go see Matt Rife.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, but like I don't know what his struggle is, but like, you know, you look at a guy like Bo Burnham and you're like, all right, he's a good looking guy. He comes from like middle class, upper middle class. But then you find out he's actually had like a interesting life.
Right.
You know, like
struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dane Cook, people used to shit all over Dane Cook.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that he's gorgeous, but like he was a good-looking, considered cool guy by young people. And he was an act-out comic, which is also something that people like to make fun of. But my feeling is like, let him fucking act. I love act-out comics. I like people that go on stage and go, I am going to give you a fucking show.
Right.
Good for you.
We're going on a trip. You're going with me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand when it's the comics that turn on the guy.
Yeah.
I kind of go, hey guys, come on.
Right.
Or girls, whatever. It's you got to tip your hat to anybody that makes money in this fucking business. How they did it, whatever. Did they do something bad to a bunch of other comics? That's different.
Yeah.
Right. When I was in Canada, there was a guy, and I was just talking this the other day. When I started out, and this guy pretended he had cancer, right? Uh-huh. And like did.
I heard about this. Yeah, this is famous.
Yeah, and he did a fundraiser, and then he just moved to a different city, and nobody cared. I'm like, how do you get away with that? That's an evil guy. That's who you should be mad at.
Yeah.
Like not Matt Rife, who's not struggled, but done his work to where he is. You know.
Right.
So
wait, but this got into the papers though. The guy with the cancer. Oh yeah. I think Rogan showed it to me a long time ago.
I'd love to see. I seen his name the other day and something. I'm like, this guy He pretended he had cancer and took a bunch of people's money. That's
There
terrible.
was a guy out of Boston, and I'll say his name, Vinny Favorito, and he used to borrow money and not pay it back. He knew he was leaving town, and he used to teach comedy classes, so he got like 50 people to pay him up front for the comedy class.
No way.
And then he held a benefit for a woman whose husband was like a state trooper who died.
No
and they were
way.
going to have a benefit, and he goes, we should do T-shirts. And he got like $1,000 from her to buy the T-shirts. Fucking left town with that money too and moved to Vegas. Allegedly. I should say allegedly.
I love it that a criminal did a fundraiser for a cop.
I know.
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, look.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
You've heard the name though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story I heard about him though is that they were in Vegas, him and his fiance, and he asked her to marry her. And then he went gambling and came back and got the ring halfway through the night. He said you changed. Shut up. Give me the ring.
If that woman waited for a second ring, she deserves whatever she has coming to her. That should have
T-shirts,
been the
that's all she got
greatest
was
red
T-shirts.
flag. She got a T-shirt. Why do you have state cop T-shirts? This is weird.
Just put it on. It's a medium, Vinny.
Yeah, there's a couple comics I'll talk shit about. Not many. But besides him, I can't think of anybody else's name I would.
But that's different.
Say.
That's like taking from people,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? I when you talk shit because a guy's doing well,
Right.
That's just pure jealousy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with being jealous. There's nothing wrong with being even like maybe just a little annoyed by it. Like that's human nature. But
Yeah.
you don't need to fucking drag a guy
No, and I
or
think
girl. Sorry that I forget the women.
Yeah, the women sometimes I don't get jealous of the women because I really do truly think they have a harder time. I think it's hard as a woman to go on the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean they really do get harassed. You see it, and it's like what's that word? Microaggressions. There's little things that people do, and you got to be tough. And
They should have extra security every time.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to a female comedian the other day, and she was in New York, and somebody had run on stage and just grabbed onto her. And none of the staff came out and got her. And she said it was nice, but it was like, who knows if, who knows? And I knew where she was going next, so I forwarded ahead and just as a friend asked them to put on the extra security. But that should be, every female should have extra security.
yeah, and I was just at a club where the booker was telling me that most of the female headliners have a list with pictures of people that
Really?
are on a watch list to not allow them to come into the show.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, the biggest
terrifying.
female comic one of the biggest female comics in LA performs regularly at a couple of the clubs and does not allow her name to be advertised for shows because she doesn't want people coming because she's got so many stalkers because she's very pretty. I go, though. I see her.
I know where she is every time. That is,
She uses a fake name on the
that's
lineups.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's sad.
You
It's
ever had
really
a stalker?
Sad. A couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. I care, but I don't. I just, you block them, whatever you got to do, and they show up to a couple shows, and then you're just like, hey, we'll take you out. I don't care.
Yeah.
We'll play if you want to play. So, but I don't know. It's different. It's different for a female, no matter what level it is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's so creepy.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
Yeah, it's like for a woman, it's got to hurt. First of all, at the level that you are scared for your well-being. And then second of all, it devalues your work as an artist because you realize, oh, you're not interested in what I've crafted. You're interested in, the fact that I maybe talk dirty. Like there's one particular comedian, I'll tell you after the show, and she's very raunchy, and she attracts a lot of stalkers because it's like she's talking dirty and they get into
And
it.
they think she's talking to them.
Right. So, yeah. I had this stalker that used to come in Providence, Rhode Island. Every time I go there, she'd come out, and she literally said to me one time, because I'd be selling my merch, and she'd hang around, and she's like, it's so weird. I always blow the headliners.
That's hilarious.
I know,
It's
that is
so
weird.
weird. I don't know how it happens, but it's just weird. So what are you doing?
So what are you doing now?
Oh my God. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. I'm just featuring.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing here.
Where were those girls when I was single?
Oh, it's
You know?
insane. Some of the guys, I like taking younger guys on the road just to see them chase girls all over the place. It's really, I was like, oh, that was a lot of fun and a little crazy and have fun, But yeah, it's pretty great. Have I ever told you the story about the couple that would talk to me after shows in Houston?
No.
So there's a couple that are talking to me after shows. 2 times I'm there. I end up becoming. This is back when Facebook was just friends. You had to add friends on, kind of like there was a limit of 2,500 people or something. And the woman was stunning, and the guy was just kind of weird. But they would wait at the end of the merch line and then talk to me for like an hour and a half, and then somebody would have to drag me away, kind of thing, right?
Really?
And then one night, my wife and I are watching Dateline, and I look and I'm like, holy fuck, that's that girl that used to talk to me. He fucking murdered her.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And it's exactly what you think. They're busy swinging and having a good time with everybody, and he got all jealous and fucking killed somebody. I'm like,
It never ends well,
yeah,
does it?
yeah. And all I could think was, wow, I could have been 2 before a murder, or something. No, it was so crazy. I'm just like, those are the people that I thought were weird, and they were definitely
Did they
weird.
flirt? Did they actually proposition you?
They didn't proposition me, but the conversation was just, it was just weird.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, no, something's up here, but I don't know what's up.
Right.
Is somebody asking me to do drugs, or is somebody asking me to hang out? Because I don't know about you, I don't like to go hang after the show.
Never.
Right.
Almost never.
And you still get invited, right?
You get invited every night. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't drink after shows because it affects the next show. If I'm going to have drinks.
I don't drink. I don't fuck around. So
Right.
what do I stand to gain by going out with
Right. So I don't go out, but they're always inviting you out. Come,
Yeah.
We're all going across there. And then
Yeah.
sometimes they'll come back. Come on. Come on. Invite you a couple times. You're like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But it was like that though. It was like, where are they inviting me to?
Yeah.
So.
The only time I hang out after shows is like, there's certain place like San Francisco or Denver where comics come and hang, and they
Right,
like
with
to
friends.
watch you, and
Right.
then you stay in the club
Right.
and hang out for a couple hours. Like I like that.
That is good.
Yeah.
That Rogan's Club was another one.
Yeah.
It was good. Just hang
Mitzi's
there.
room.
Yeah.
Did you go down to Mitzi's
I
room?
went down there. Did you do what I did? I bought I sucked up to the staff. I bought them pizza. Like,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I
That
do.
pizza sucks though.
Was that
Place
pizza?
next door.
I don't know where they got it. They
Oh,
ordered it from someplace else.
That was probably someplace else.
But I do try to do that wherever I go. Like
That's
on
nice.
the Saturday night, I'll just order 5 pizzas for the staff. So
Really?
yeah, just to say hey, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Because you try to tip a couple people.
Right, but it's not fair to the
you-
other
yeah,
ones.
so you miss. So you just make sure, and then you still tip a couple people, but the others don't feel like they got
Yeah.
ripped off.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, take it if you want.
Yeah.
Go Chinese food.
What's that?
Go Chinese food.
Yeah,
Order
that'd be my
Chinese-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say about hanging out with comics?
Afterwards
Yeah.
in the club.
We're talking about Joe's room. Yeah, when I was there, it's fucking in one night. I'm hanging out in Mitzi's room with Joe, Shane Gillis, Ari Shafir, Mark Norman, Sam Morrell,
Jesus Christ.
Ron White, and we hung out like closed the place. It was one of those nights where you kind of pinch yourself like, do you know how many fucking fans in this country would kill to hang out with like one of these people?
That's insane. That roster is just that. Just
Well, those
hang
guys
there.
come in together. Mark Norman and Shane and Ari
they all live
come
there?
in together. No, but they have like a once a month or once every 2 months they come in and they do Rogan show together.
That's funny.
And then Sam and Mark do shows together, so they were together. And then Ron's a local.
I was there Thanksgiving weekend. Therefore, Joe wasn't doing the shows. Therefore, nobody was in town.
Oh, right.
But still, I was like, those guys that work the door there are so interesting. Like they're all MMA guys. I just had great conversations with those guys. The guy that ran the place, and it was just the other comics. Just because there's comics coming in and out, and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. Johnny Manziel kind of just wandered through the place.
Oh, really?
That was interesting to me.
No shit.
Yeah.
The pitcher from the Braves?
No, the football, Johnny Football.
Oh, that's who it is. Yeah. Right. I've heard some weird people show up there. It gets
he's created this thing that even people that aren't comedy people want to see.
Yeah.
They think, oh, it's going to be insane. Like when they go, and it's a nice club, but and for comics, it's like, oh, it's everything you've basically ever wanted in a club or a theater. Everything's there, so it's easy for you. You're like, oh, this is what I thought would be everything but lockers from the movie Punchline.
Right. Yeah. The green room is like the thing that Joe really felt strongly about was that the comics be able to come in and have a green room and access to the stage without having to run into the crowd, because a lot of the comics that are working this club are at the level where it's really uncomfortable to be around the crowd because they immediately surround you and they want selfies. That's me, funny. But not like me. a lot of the really big guys. And
I love the lights, though. The light that would let you know how much time you had. Like I thought that was just brilliant, and clocks everywhere.
Clocks, I like the clocks.
Just to make you a little less like nervous about what am I going on. Like,
yeah. Well, you know what I did when I just taped my special there a couple weeks ago. And I had changed the whole order of the set, kind of because I realized I was going to do it in Texas. And originally I was opening with my anti-gun material. And I was like,
hilarious.
That's not smart. And so I shuffled a bunch of things in my set the week before. And so I actually got a teleprompter and put my bullet points in it. And they had it like right in front of the balcony.
That's awesome.
Dude, it took because the thing is, no matter how many times you've done a set, you just worry that the anxiety of taping it, you're going to space on a bit, or you're going to forget. Sometimes you have a little bit in between two big bits, and then later you go, oh, fuck, I left that great joke out.
Right.
And so between having the clock there and having my bullet points, my mind was totally free. And I did a little bit of crowd work that fucking, you just get on a taping. You don't want to waste time, but I also did want to get a little crowd work in.
Absolutely.
And I got a couple nice hits in.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good. You can use that as promo too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can take it out of the special and use it as promo.
Right. Well, I did like an hour and 10 minutes, and I want the special to be like
an hour,
maybe 45.
Oh, you got so much promo.
So I got a lot of promo. Yeah.
That's awesome.
When's the last time you did a special?
So what I've started doing is putting out an hour every couple months.
No.
Yeah. So I did, my first one was, I want to say in San Francisco. I had a guy come in with 3 cameras.
The Punchline?
Yeah. And we put out an hour from that.
Is it the guy who lives up there? He's good.
Yeah, Tim? Is it
yeah,
Tim?
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from him. So now I'm starting to mass my own equipment to do this, because the next one I did from Laughs Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Boston.
That's
Sorry,
a fun
I don't
club.
know why Boston, but it's a fun club.
Yeah.
But I use the feed from them,
and
they don't have any mics going out into the audience, and they have it just coming through the one microphone that you're talking through.
Yeah.
So it gets garbled. I had some complaints about that. I'm like, okay.
And also, it doesn't sound like you're doing well because it's not picking up all the laughter.
And it's just not right.
Yeah.
Even though there's so much stuff in there that I just wanted to put out. That's why I was like, okay, I can't be ashamed by anything. It's not the quality. At first, I'm stumbling. I apologize. But I had to get quantity over quality.
Okay.
Right. So now I'm getting my third one together. So I got that quantity out there. Now I'm moving the quality up. So now I bought all my own sound equipment.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll be taking that around.
You hang the mics over the audience?
Hang the mics, go through got, I don't know, we're running some other things that are, so we can now edit the sound.
Nice.
So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the next step will be moving up our camera that we bought, like our cameras.
How many cameras are you bringing out?
3, but I'm trying to figure out how to do one from the stage. I haven't really learned yet.
You can get a lipstick cam, And
I just
they're
don't
really
like the
cheap.
quality though.
No. It looks. It's not going to look as good as the other cameras, but Neil Brennan did one. Did you see his special?
No, I've not seen
Shelves or whatever. He had it sticking out of the back of the stage.
I'm gonna look at that. I'll
And
look at that.
It looked great.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
So you can see who he's talking to when he.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's perfect. And so he just kind of puts it right behind him.
Right.
I probably get 2 of those and put them up.
Yeah, one on each side.
Yeah,
That
one on
makes
each
sense.
side.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to get that editor and videographer together as
Right.
one and make that as a package to be able to put those out every 2 months, an hour.
That's great.
So,
And where do you put it out on Instagram?
YouTube.
Yeah.
I love YouTube.
Yeah.
But also we're putting YouTube has levels of censorship on it.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to play with it a little bit because you don't want to get dinged, right? So I put it out fully uncensored on Patreon, which I don't have a huge following, but when people complain about what I have for free, I say, well, you can, for the price of a cup of coffee, you can pay
Right.
for, right? So just kind of trying to build everything.
So when you put, because somebody was telling me the details of the algorithm, and there's hard rules. Like if you say fuck in the first 8 minutes, you get thrown off the algorithm. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
So you got to censor it.
And then there's certain words in particular that will just, like, if you say rape or things like that,
Murder.
like, just oh really?
If you watch social media, you will now see people saying unalived.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, which is it's so weird because I'm not telling you to go out and rape. I'm not telling you to go out and murder. It's part of a story.
Right.
So
it's supposed to be, the internet was supposed to be unlimited free speech, and it's the opposite. It's actually more censored than what you could do on cable or even broadcast TV.
I'm sure you could tell a murder story on broadcast TV. Yeah, I'm sure. And I talk like a guy from where I grew up. I say fuck a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes I fuck as my comma, right?
Yeah.
So things just move so fast. Fuck works perfect as a comma. So that kind of stuff screws me up. But it's you have to do a little bit of editing, a little bit of play with it. Yeah. But you put it out there and then you put it out uncensored on your Patreon, and you can just keep putting more and more out, right? So
that's a great idea. And what percentage of that is crowd work that you put out?
I'll put so crowd work will be about 70%, right? So, but at the same time, I like to put out unfinished jokes, right? And then the next time you see the finished joke.
Right. Oh, that's good.
It doesn't have to be the finished joke. Like when we started in New York, when you're putting something on TV, you fucking whittled that until it was perfect, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can put it out again, and it's more finished, more refined, or taking a longer story.
Right.
So and people will notice that, and they're like, I like the way what you've added to this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. It's like going to a museum and seeing Picasso's sketches before the actual painting.
Right.
Because you're Picasso.
I'm Picasso. Yeah. I'm a pick.
All right, here's my other questions. Hold on. There's a thing called fastballs with Fitz. You ready for this?
I like it. Too fast.
Have you ever saved somebody's life?
No, not that I know of.
That's why it's called fast dog sometimes.
No.
Fastball sometimes. It's very
fast. Very, sometimes you're like, unless that really sticks out. No. Hope I never have to, knock on wood. Have you taken a CPR class?
When I was a teenager, yeah.
I need to take one.
Actually, no, I took it again because I was coaching my son's basketball team, and they made everybody take a CPR course.
It's kind of a smart idea.
Yeah, and they also background checked you for...
I remember I coached hockey, that we had to go do our thumbprints to make sure we weren't diddlers.
Yeah. yeah. They're not fucking around.
Yeah. Use that instead of rape.
Diddly do. What is the greatest comedy performance you've ever had? Is there a night that stands out where you just walked off stage and went, I can't ever do that good again?
You want me to suck up right now? At Rogan's Club Saturday night early show.
Oh, really?
They stood up at the end like I've never had a crowd stand up at the end. Like I was just like, oh. And then Thursday night in Chicago, had a crowd when I walk on, like, be so excited. I was looking to see what they were excited about, and it turned out they were happy to see me. Like, it was so bizarre.
Yeah.
I've never had it before, so I was like, so bizarre about it. Yeah, but that stand-up thing, I was just like, oh, everything was landing where it was supposed to land.
Yeah.
That's the last one I remember. Yeah, I'd say yeah.
That's the thing about these clubs is when you set them up right, and you go to some clubs, some of the chain clubs in particular, they don't really put a lot of thought into the height of the ceilings, upholstering the walls, carpeting so it absorbs the noise, a good microphone.
The last thing they think of is stand-up.
The last thing, and meanwhile, we're not a band. We don't need a sound mixer. We don't need equipment. All you need to give me is a good mic, a decent sound engineer who's actually going to pay attention. Many of them just sit there and do nothing.
Tell me a club that had a really good sound engineer. Well, we'll take that one club out, but where's the last place you had a good sound engineer? It's usually a kid that's just hired, right?
Yeah, it's usually just a kid who has no experience, because I'll come in and I'll be like, hey, like I'll do a live podcast sometimes, and they'll have no fucking idea how to record it. And it's like, how did you get this job?
Because I didn't want to be a waiter.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
Right?
But my point being, if you give the comic all those tools, they are going to give you a show at the top of their ability.
Right.
And your crowds are going to want to come back again and again.
Which is going to sell more tickets, and you're going to make more money than a fancy glass that they buy.
Right. There's two types of people in the world. Go.
Boys, girls.
No, that's not it.
Sorry. There's two types of girls. Two types of girls. Two types of people in this world. Scared and not scared.
That's good. And can one person go in each of those categories, or are you one way your whole life?
I don't think you're that way your whole life. You're just, I think you can go into both. I think one side has anger involved in it. And once you're able to get that side out of you, the anger goes away.
Or vice versa.
Right. You can go from there to,
Right.
Because something can happen that shakes your whole foundation. So, and that can make you scared. And the not scared people, more of the time, their foundation is set.
Was it ever challenged, or they just got lucky and were never traumatized by something?
I think it's been definitely everybody that's not scared. It's been challenged. You've to be not scared. You've had to come to terms with things. Right. Or it's either. And there's some people that aren't scared that are just oblivious. Right. But for the most part, I think you've come to terms and you're doing your best, right?
It is weird with stand-up because I grew up, my father used to hit me a lot, and I have real trauma from that. And I was drawn to stand-up because the fear of going on stage was so intense that I was drawn to it. It was like a challenge to me.
Interesting.
And so every time I go on stage, I'm scared. And every time I get off stage, I'm filled with a sense of peace. And like Thursday night, I had a show at the Punchline in San Francisco, and I had some shit happen to me that brought up a lot of anger. Well, I told you I got kicked out of my office, but it was done very unceremoniously with 10 days notice after 13 years. And I was very angry, and I was having violent fantasies. And so I went to and I dealt with it for 10 days. My mom was here for Thanksgiving, so I was just pushing it all down. I was cleaning out the office. I was entertaining my mother. I was planning Thanksgiving. And then all of a sudden, I go to San Francisco, and I get there at noon, and I've got 8 hours to the show, nothing to do. And then it all hit me. All the emotions hit me that I wasn't dealing with. And when it came time for the show, I was sitting in the dark in my room. I have depression, so I'm just looking at the ground, and I'm like, I had to force myself to get dressed. I walk over there, and I'm in the green room, and the poor opening act is a guy I never met before. And I'm usually very charming with the opening acts if I don't know them. I make sure they're having a good time, and that they feel welcomed, and I always shit on them, and it's fun. And this guy, I literally couldn't say 2 words. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to do this? But in the back of my head, I knew I would be able to because I have for 33 years.
Right.
And so they introduced me, and I went on stage, and I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this tonight. I said, I am really sad. And they kind of went, wow, this isn't a bit. This is for real. And they fucking lifted me up.
I love this.
And I'm telling you, within 10 minutes, it was all gone. And I was in the moment.
So good.
And I came off stage and it was gone. It's kind of been gone ever since.
That's my favorite, though. My favorite is honesty.
Yeah.
Like on stage.
Right.
And the comics that I don't enjoy aren't honest. Right.
Yeah.
They're not like, and nothing about their humor is honest.
Right.
But the fact that you're able to just go up there and say that, it's just like, that's just, I would have been like just pinned on that the whole time watching.
Yeah.
Just because it's so honest and it's the best, and comedy doesn't have to have any laughs at times.
Right.
And it's so good because you'll get to the laughs. I know.
Oh, look at Chappelle. I mean, he's considered the greatest comic, and he can take 5 minutes to just be a great orator.
Yeah.
And I said to the audience, I said, I'm sad, and yet I am expected for the next hour to be the life of the party, to be funnier than anybody in this room. And then they just kind of laugh like, what a situation. Yeah.
Well, you're fucked, sir. I didn't think you were funnier than me than when I didn't know you were sad.
I was waiting for you to earn my approval, actually. Do you find that when you have something going on in your life that's bad or stressful that you actually have better sets?
I find that it lets me escape from the situation. Although I'm like you, I will somehow talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it lets me escape from it. It's a pressure valve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I've always heard comics say, if I didn't have this, they'll be on stage. If I didn't have this, I'd be out by being a mass murderer. And you kind of look back and go, I wonder if that guy actually did kill people. Because this is an escape from me, but I wasn't that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to tell a story, but it has the word rape in
it. Unsexed.
Yeah. All right. I'll ask you 2 more questions, and then I'll let you go.
All right.
Even though I could talk all day. You're one of my favorite
day.
guests.
Oh,
I have to do
man.
this more often. You don't live far from here.
Yeah, I don't live there. Didn't take me that long. Yeah, anytime, just call.
What is something you've turned down recently?
Corporate.
You did?
Yeah, so good.
No way, but those pay tons of money.
Not anymore.
No?
I'm selling some tickets. I don't care.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I said no. I said no, that's nowhere near enough. And I said I can find you somebody that would probably be excited to do that, but I have no interest. Yeah.
Right.
I seen a comic that I started out with posted a video the other day, and they were in a small Canadian town, and they were in a room that I'm guessing a banquet room, and you know those big tables, circle tables with a bunch of people around them.
Yeah.
And he sold out again, and he showed the empty tables, and he showed them full, and I just like, I can never do a banquet room again.
It's traumatic.
Yeah, it was so sad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your hands are tied. Not only are they set up in a way that's not going to work.
You're not going to win.
They're serving dinner while you're performing.
Yep.
They are all afraid to laugh in front of their coworkers at something that might be seen as inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
They're distracted. Maybe they're drunk because they've been drinking all day a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you, don't curse, don't talk about politics, don't talk about sex. And now you're supposed to do an hour.
An hour. And you've just mentioned the 4 things that they want.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
I remember I did one for a roofing company, and they said I couldn't swear. And I'm like...
Meanwhile, they roofie people.
I said, yeah, they roofie people. That's hysterical. But I said, have you ever had your roof done? Those motherfuckers are up there swearing the whole time. I didn't ask for that. Right, no swearing while you're doing my roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let the motherfucker burn, right?
Yeah.
Who's the worst opener that you ever had? You don't have to say their name, but like describe the worst opening act that you ever had.
Can I tell you there's a guy, Reggie Steele, and this is completely different than the worst opener.
Yeah.
But just like funny and the most likable guy ever. And you just spend the first 8 minutes trying to dig out of a hole because you're not him.
No kidding.
And I fucking love it.
Wow.
Because it's so much hard work.
Yeah.
Like he's just, the guys want to be him and all the girls want to fuck him. Right?
Reggie Steele.
Reggie
Sounds
Steele.
like a porn name.
I know. He's a 6'8" black guy from Alabama that played college basketball, just jacked like a motherfucker.
No.
And he's funny and he's got the best smile and it's just, and you're just like,
damn.
and he's from San Francisco. And I remember the first time I just walked into that sledgehammer that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, holy shit, it took me 20 minutes to get out of it. Right.
Damn.
So, but that's different.
The best opener.
That's the best of the worst though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to do that every night.
Yeah.
Right. But I think, the worst opener is the guy that has stuff he wants to sell, doesn't ask you, and then you see it, and then you see a 10-minute sales pitch instead of using all 20 minutes for comedy. Right.
And now when you try to pitch your merch, all of a sudden they're looking at you like, oh, gee, what is this, like a fair?
Yeah.
Is this a bazaar?
Yeah, that's
I've had the opener and the feature act do that.
That blows my mind.
If they ask you, do you allow them to sell the merch?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe now, but before it meant that time with the crowd meant a lot.
Yeah.
Like it was me shaking a hand meant whether they were coming back to see me again, right? And the feature doesn't have the, are you getting booked back again?
Mm-hmm.
How are the sales? Like, were they better than last time?
Yeah.
You know, so why should I share that with him? Right. And the other thing is 20 minutes of prime real estate on a stage in a club, and to use 5 minutes of it to sell merch is fucking blasphemy.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes me, I'm just like, I could have another friend just do an extra 5 minutes and you can only do 15 if you don't have the 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's.
Well, if you're a feature, your goal should be to be a headliner. And the way you're going to become a headliner is by going up there.
Blowing us off the stage.
I mean, it's like you get to do a sprint. You get to do a 6-6 sprint.
Yeah.
I got to do a fucking
hour.
I got to do a half-mile race here.
I have to do a marathon, and I have to see a bunch of guys from Trinidad start with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy about it.
You're right. Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. It'd be different now, but I also take guys with me now, which I don't like because I know how hard it is for a local to get stage time. Yeah. Right? And I remember being the local that didn't get the stage time. So I want the local to get the stage time. But right now, the guys I'm taking with me are helping me build and produce stuff. So I have to take them with me. So,
yeah, I mean, there's some people I bring on the road, and one in particular sells T-shirts, but I always feel like this guy, you know, I know what they're paying features on the road these days.
I try to tip. Do you tip?
Well, I'm buying the guy his hotel room on this trip because they're not paying for it. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I'll just get the hotel. Yeah. All right.
Dude, do you remember fucking stage time is worth gold, man?
Right.
So when these guys have to come back with money, no, you have to come back without a loss.
Yeah.
Is what you have to come back with.
Right.
If you're featuring, you probably should have some sort of part-time job that is supplementing you to be able to do stand-up. We all did.
Yeah.
So I can't feel sorry for you. Like, I've had guys that, well, I need this. I have a family. Why do you have a family as a fucking feature?
Features don't get families. Yeah. Families are for closers.
Exactly. Families are for closers. But seriously, you're just looking at them like, hold on. You thought you were going to come out here for 5 shows at $100 and feed a family of 2? So 4, sorry. I forgot the parents on that one.
All right. Last question. What's the hackiest bit you've ever done?
Oh, so many.
Ian Bagg.
Name them.
The one that really makes you, when you're falling asleep and you've got wispy little dreams about, you know, floating in the sky like a bird, and then all of a sudden you remember a bit that you did, and you're awake. You're wide awake.
Where's the best place to have anal sex? In a cemetery, because it makes a girl nervous and she tightens up a little bit more. I recently put that out as a clip, and I just like, oh fuck. I just lied in my room for half a day. You know.
That's pretty good. You'll still use it though. It's too good to drop. All right, Ian Bagg is going to be coming to see you. Oxnard, California, December 8th through the 10th. Brea, 21 through 23 of December. San Diego, New Year's Eve, 12/30 through the 31st. Denver, Comedy Works, January 4th through 6th. Oh, you're going to have fun there.
That'll be fun. I'm doing both, too.
Oh, really?
I'm doing Thursday at the South and then the other ones. Can I tell you a funny story before we go?
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I'm in Denver at the South Club, and you know how they have that little bar?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. It's when the pandemic, we're coming out of the pandemic, but you had to have vaccine card to go anywhere, right? So everybody's inside the room. Room started. There's a bunch of comics because they always have a lot of comics in the green room. I just felt more comfortable sitting out by myself, right? So I'm sitting across the bar by myself at a table with a bag of merch, and there's one lady in the bartender, and she can't go in because she doesn't have her vaccine card. And she says to the bartender, "How's the show this week?" And he goes, "Eh." Which makes me howl, right? This makes me laugh. She's leaving, and this is 2 weeks before Christmas. She's leaving, and he goes, "Come back in January. That's when the good comics start coming back." Right? So I'm just like, this guy is fucking hilarious. He either knows who I am, or he doesn't know who I am, and he's fucking completely honest. And I'm kind of handling this thing about, I'm here in December, fuck, I must be a shitty comic, right? So I'm like, do I talk about it on stage and get him in trouble, or do I just tweet about it? I have no followers on Twitter, nobody hears about it. Tweet about it. So I tweet, "It's going to be a great week, don't say where I am. The bartender at the club just told a lady to come back in January. That's when the good comics are here." Right? Go on stage, come off. Bartender comes up to me afterwards, when we're all wrapping up and sold merch, blah, blah, blah. He goes, "Hey, you're really funny." And I go, "Maybe one day I'll be here in January." Right?
Uh-huh.
Next night I come in, manager comes over. "Ian, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "We read your tweet." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "We read your tweet and we fired the bartender."
No.
Right. To which I go, "You guys, nobody follows me on Twitter, so how the fuck did you read my..." I go, "I didn't want anybody fired.
Yeah.
I'm a comic. I'm supposed to make things funny that happen." He goes, "No, we've had problems with the guy. We watched the cameras, and all the cameras have microphones, and we heard what he said."
No shit.
So we fired him. I'm like, "I don't want him fired. Please hire him back." And they're like, "No, he's gone." So I'm okay. Saturday night, I'm sitting in the exact same spot. Waitress comes up to me. "Hi, Ian. Hi, how are you? Just want to let you know you had my boyfriend fired." And I'm like, I didn't have anybody fired. I didn't want anybody fired. I just tweeted what he said.
Right.
It made me laugh. It actually made me
right.
laugh, right? I go, "But here's my merch money for the week. I feel horrible. It's just before Christmas. Hopefully this will help you guys get through Christmas," and then he'll find something afterwards, right? "Well, he wrote you a letter, blah, blah, blah." Gives me this letter, this fucking cocaine fucking talk, right? Whatever.
Was it threatening?
Not at the time. Manager comes over right as she leaves. "Don't worry, we're going to fire her." And I'm like, "You cannot fire her. You cannot fire her. You've already fired somebody while I'm here and blamed it on me."
Oh my God.
Right? I don't want anybody fired. I didn't want him fired. I don't want anybody fired. I actually wanted people fired before. They never got fired. So I don't know how this person's getting fired. Don't fire. Okay.
By Saturday night, you're waiting tables during your own show.
Christmas Eve, I get a message on Instagram. "Well, I hope you're happy. My girlfriend got fired too, you fucking asshole." I'm just like, what the fuck? So last year I was downtown. I just walked into the club and I'm like, "All right, who wants to lose their job?" I felt horrible, but apparently they'd had all sorts of problems with them, so...
Wow.
But I was just like, that manager should be fired.
No, you know what?
But still,
The bartender
still one of the
shouldn't
greatest
be
club
talking.
ever.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it is. It's amazing. It's my top 2 favorite clubs in the country.
What's the other one?
I never say, because if I say it's my second favorite and then I go to Philly Helium or the Punchline in San Francisco and they go, so I hear your favorite club is, so I always leave that number 1 spot open.
Very smart.
I'm a very smart guy.
Very smart.
All right, listen, you're also going to go to Dania Beach in Florida on November 11th.
Dania.
Where's that?
Basically remember the other club was in Florida, West Palm?
Yeah.
That's where they've moved that club.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I like that West Palm. Bro.
Apparently, they tore that down and turned it into high rises.
Oh, that's right. I heard that was happening. Right. Milwaukee, Indy, San Jose, Nashville, Salt Lake City, Vegas, Portland. All dates are available at ianbagg.com. And you can follow him on Twitter, but I looked at your Twitter account. I think you have like 300 followers.
I've actually got rid of it, so it probably wouldn't be me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got rid of Twitter.
Yeah, but Instagram is the place to see you, and also YouTube, where there's specials going up all the time.
TikTok.
Ticket, Talkit.
Facebook. Yeah, all those. So, yeah.
So you stay on top of all those sites?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
A lot of work. It's been crazy, though. Like, I'll do a humble brag while I'm here.
Yeah, good.
You know, I went from 5,000 followers on YouTube in January, and now we're up to about 225,000.
No shit.
And 130 million views this year.
Damn.
So, yeah, and then Facebook went from 20,000 to 400,000.
No shit.
So, and it's just putting it up and responding to people. There's a little bit of hate. I try not to respond to the hate, but yeah, just putting stuff up and just letting them see you, I guess, is helping. So
I'm just so happy for you, because we go back 25 years to New York. And you know, you've always been a great comic, and you've always been.
Thanks, man.
You've always you're a journeyman. You do it right, and then you sort of like, you know, just had a few things happen in the last few years through your own efforts of putting shit out, and it paid off. And I see you selling out clubs all the time now.
It's
That's got to feel good.
It's fun. It's just fun. It's really fun. And you know, anything I can do to help my friends is basically what I'm trying to think of right now, and continue on this little thing. So I always, if anybody asks me, I always just tell them what I did and help them. You know, I don't hide the secret or anything.
Right.
Way. Yeah. So if there is a secret, it just, who knows? I think we're like popcorn. We all pop at different times.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So. Was it Chris Case that you used to hang out with?
I'm friends with Chris Case.
You guys, I remember you guys when I first moved to New York. You guys, he was from Boston as well, right?
I don't know if he's from Boston, but we wrote on Politically Incorrect together in New York on Bill Maher's show. Yeah. And he was the guy. Here's the crazy story of Chris Case. He comes to the office, and his wife was from Beverly Hills, and her name is Portia.
Of course.
And it's Portia from Beverly Hills. And so he comes into the office, and he's like, craziest thing happened. He goes, we had dinner with this woman who is a friend of my wife's from Beverly Hills, and she's a little crazy, and she started telling us that she's been blowing President Clinton.
No way.
And her name is Monica, and we're like, that's fucking weird. And so like 3 different times he came in, and he goes, yeah, she came over again. She said that he put a cigar in her, and all these details that didn't come out for a year.
No way.
A year later, this story broke.
No way.
Yes.
You know who she was? She goes and sees comedy, and she says, I usually blow the headliner.
I usually blow the president.
Yeah, I'm not here for the vice president.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, bud.
All right, we'll see you soon.